Okay, so I think I'm going to do a little housing thing here. Okay, this is May 27th of 2023. Needless to say, I'm extremely depressed. Not that I'm trying to be a downer on the beginning of this video, but, you know, I have pressure to get out of this house that I live in. So, you know, thinking and thinking and thinking, right? It's not like I can just simply get out when you have really no place to go. Alright? So anyway, I got this another city thing. You know, they're meeting. Alright, that's why I'm thinking even more. Do you see this? Okay? Do you see that there? That's where they're going to build 3 different buildings. Okay? And I managed to pull up, I guess, the final approval of whatever it is that they want to build. That's coming up in front of the City Council of Surrey on, you know, in June, right? Just hold on a minute. Okay, so anyway, I found a video that's related to my address. It's on YouTube. Seriously. It's on, you know what? I bet you I can click this on. Hold on a minute. It will take me right to the page. Yeah, look at that. That's my address, people. That's my fucking address. 32 views 1 year ago. Just listed. Look at this. Isn't that interesting? Oh God. Talk about being on the auction block. Look at that. Here, let me come in closer. Alright. Okay. Oh, what can I see? Hold on. Right? Offer at $2,500,000. Sorry, $2,500,000. They got it listed as a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, living space, lot space, and a phone number to text. And of course they pushed their development potential, which if I would have known that, I would have never moved in and wasted my time in this yard, people. All these years, people. Gave up my life, people. Development potential for a condo site. 5 to 6 story, 2.5 FAR, land assembly of 3 lots. Yeah, my neighbor to my left and my neighbor to my right and me. That's the 3 lots. It's already been chopped up. Total land square is, you can see, located in Surrey City Central plan. So this is already in a plan. Andre, shh, quiet. Close to SkyTrain. And then that's a college, City Hall, the mall, right? You're looking at your 15-minute city here. Surrounding properties are already under construction. Yep. Right? And we're going to talk about that. Or in development process, which we're going to talk about. Okay? Because this is pushing me into homelessness here, people. Seriously. I'm going to lose everything. Not only am I expected to sell everything and get rid of everything if I'm not being threatened to get rid of my shit. Okay, let's be real here. Okay? Right? As I'm going blind. Measurements to be verified by the buyer if important. Okay. Let's see. And then you can click on something to learn more, which will tell you tax whatever. If you are looking to buy, invest, or sell, quiet! I'm talking! But not sure where to start, get in touch with me and my team for a complimentary planning session. Okay. And then, isn't that interesting? Try YouTube Kids. I have never seen this before, but look what they're linking it up with, people. Look what they're linking it up with, but yet these individuals are encouraging my family to lose everything. Alright, I'm expected to give away my shit. So what? I can move and go where? I won't have no shit to look after my grandkids because I sold everything off to accommodate my landlords. Right? And the city of Surrey and the province of British Columbia, Canada, because we know that the province of British Columbia, Canada, after their last budget speech, is fast-tracking permits to do what you're going to see here in a minute, as they promote kids channels. Try YouTube Kids, as if it's somehow kid-friendly what they're doing, even though they're basically pushing my grandkids out into what? Foster care? Where are they going to go? Oh, I know. They'll go move in with Tisha, and go move in with Marcane. What's going to happen to me? And if I can't afford to rent anything, how is my daughter and my son going to afford to rent anything? No. Amari will become that tool to uplift the middle class, and so that they can sustain themselves with that money that they would get through foster care. And because he's special needs, it will be over $3,000 a month, tax-free. This is what my landlady pushes for. Get rid of your stuff. Sell your stuff. $2 a book. Get rid of it. All of it. Yeah. You're going to have to go. You're never going to have another house like this again. No. But yet, what they're doing isn't kid-friendly. Okay, so anyway, let's watch this video. Being that my house is featured. Alright. Where am I? Yep, so look at that. Isn't that interesting? On YouTube. Of all places. That's fucking crooked. So crooked. You don't even know how crooked it is. Yeah. Okay. Alright. It's probably this one right here. Alright. Sheds, porch, greenhouse, X Club. Oh no, sorry, hen house. Probably the greenhouse. That's the crappy freaking roof above the X Club, and then there's the porch and then the shed. That's, what else can I see? I can't see very well. Where is it? I don't see it. Everything's cloudy, remember? I went blind in this yard, people. For them to tear everything up. To promote, you're going to see what they're going to promote. There. All right, we're not even into 23 seconds. Now, look what they're going to be promoting. Do you see? These are these amenities close by. Okay, so carrying on, right? Because needless to say, I feel very insecure, right? I mean, anybody would, okay? And there's a whole lot of other things I feel, but besides that point, so I'm Googling, right, to see what's going on. Because the sign is still up there, right? And here it is again. All right. It's off market now. Another website said it's sold, but I don't know if it's sold because my landlady didn't tell me anything about it selling. I don't know. But here it says off market. Okay. And then this is what I find extremely intriguing, people. Okay? Like, it makes me want to cry. Like, you don't even know. This home last sold for $175,000, 175,250 on, get this, people. Do you see this? My landlords have owned this house since 1991. As soon as I read that, seriously, as soon as I read that, and yes, I still use these glasses, okay? Sometimes it depends, right? Sometimes I see better without glasses, like walking around. But if I want to read fine print, I have to find something that works. This one, depending if I have a white backdrop or a black backdrop, or how bright the fonts are. Be quiet, you know. This is a different screen. So anyway, regardless, as soon as I read that, the first thing that came to my mind was, because I rented it in 2010, people. Well, I rented it in November of 2009, and I moved the family in on December 15th of 2009, but I rented the house in November. Right? And then I started moving things in with my car, bookshelves, whatever, right? Placing whatever, just whatever, okay. And then I moved the family in on the 15th of December. After about 20 days or 25 days of just doing whatever, okay? And of course, when I came with Uncle John and Auntie Joan, it was going on in the evening because, you know, we rented it in November because it was take it now or leave it. And we came in the evening and it was dark. So I never got to see the yard, people. I never got to see the yard. Nope. And they rushed us through and said, well, let's go downstairs. So we went through the balcony door, down the stairs. It never even dawned on me that there were no inside stairs, people. And then when we came back upstairs, of course, Andre, shut up. We came back up and we were standing right there in the kitchen by the counter over there. And I already looked at like 14 other houses or something like that, people. Oh, just shitty shit, right? And, Mr. Gill, my landlord, said, take it now or leave it. If you walk away, I can't guarantee it will be for you when you come back. That's exactly what Wally told me when I lived in Delta in that house for 8 years before the government illegally cut me off as social assistance. I was in that house for 8 years. I sometimes say 7, but it wasn't. I was there for 8 years. And they cut me off of welfare in the middle of winter, and I had to leave by February 15th because I just couldn't afford it because I had no money. 5 dependent kids, people, with a blind man, Uncle John. After that, I went into debt 40 grand. I was off of welfare for over 6 years. Yeah. And I worked on the foundation, and I dug into my own pocket to feed kids in a complex, do park events, whatever it was I was doing. Oh. Anyway, and I moved into that freaking fourplex where they were running a grow-op and stealing my hydro, and I had the city come in and do an inspection with the electrical because I almost got electrocuted with this pipe busting and blowing it water into the freaking dryer. It was disgusting. And I got so scared. So I, called the city to have them come check the pipes or like something. And plus, there was a quarter of the house that had no fucking hydro. It would be off for like 3 weeks. It would come on for a couple of days and then it would go off again. Main bathroom didn't have freaking hydro. Almost got electrocuted. So after 2 months of that crap, I phoned up the city and they came and they snagged into it right away. People, they knew something bad was going on in terms of a freaking grow up. Shut up! Shut up! So and because it was a fourplex, they had to worm their way till next door to follow the lines. What a nightmare that was. By October, after being there for 10 months or whatever the hell it was, they ended up cutting the power off at the pole. Uncle John froze, Auntie Joan froze, all my fish died. I had beautiful fish, big fish like this, big cosmos like this. Everything died because they cut the hydro off at the pole because the electrician was screwing around, right? Because he was a freaking heroin addict. Punjabi with a freaking turban being a heroin addict in the basement as he's busting up the walls. Because the city, they knew what was going on, right? But everybody was all hush-hush about it, though, people. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know how the hell the power got cut off at the pole, but it did. My neighbor called up the freaking fire department or something because wires were hanging, live wires were hanging, and she got all freaked out. And next thing you know, the hydro was off for like 11, 12 days. Yeah, everything died. Because it went below 60, 55 degrees, 50 degrees at night. All right. And then looking for houses, and I came across this house. My landlord said to me, take it now, or if you don't, if you walk away, can't guarantee we'll be here when you come back. Stay as long as you want. I'll never raise the rent. And I thought I could settle my family down because we lost our house with Wally, right? And it wasn't, great. But anyway, I looked at John, I looked at Joan, I said, well, what do you guys want? Joan wanted her last years with John and have her own kind of, little space with a kitchen and whatever. And they said, take it. I said, okay. And that was it. Right? I didn't notice the yard until the weeds started growing when the weather warmed up, people. Oh my God. What a nightmare. What a frickin' nightmare. There was no weeds in November and December and January and February. They started to grow in frickin' March. Oh, and did they grow? Oh my God. You don't even know. And then, yeah, from that point forward, I gave up my life, people. Yeah. I never worked so hard outside in all my life that I have in this yard. Yeah. And all to survive. Just so my family had a home. As I was losing my family members, one here, one there, another one here, another one there, and being gaslighted because I was expected. I don't know what they expected from me from this yard, people. I just don't know. I just think that they didn't expect what I did do. On a good note, that is. On a good note. To which I can still kind of see. So with that good note on the good foot, I do plan on finishing what I started with a good note. Otherwise, it just would have been mud, grit, water drainage problems, a whole 100 full bags of morning glory and nothing but morning glory when it wasn't weeds that grew like I don't even know, and raccoon shit, and just, like you don't even know, people. And like when I read the last time this house was sold was in 1991, in June of 1991, and it was bought for $175,000. My landlords have owned this house for a very, 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 very long time. And I don't understand why the yard was in the state that it was when I moved in. They had years to do something with the yard. And they didn't do anything. I got stuck with it. And then it was held against me. And it was used against me to try and force me out. But all it did was make me work harder. Worked so hard, I worked myself into blindness on top of a shady freaking healthcare system, people. With a crooked fucking government. Yeah. Look at this. See what this is? This is aloe vera. I'm putting it on my eye. I'm like, oh, please God, let me see better again. I'm too young. It would be different if I was crunched over walking with a cane and I could barely move, like, being like 92 years old or something, assuming that I could even live that long. Then I could understand maybe going blind. But, like, I worked in the pond today, even though, my yard is being sabotaged. Andre, shut up. Even though my yard is being sabotaged, I managed to put in a new pump and whatever. And like the good old days, wearing those farmer boots, being in the dirt or whatever, right? And I could barely see people. The only reason I could do it is because I've been doing it. That's the only reason. And the only reason I've done anything in terms of any carpentry or bricklaying or, making cement walkways and digging in ponds and fucking just whatever I've done, people. I've done a lot. I've done so much that I didn't even know I could do those things until I freaking did them. Because it was almost like second nature. My problem was I was born a woman. If I would have been a man, it would have been that much easier for me to do the things that I needed to do because I would have been stronger. Yeah. And like, I get tired. I get more tired now, right? Compared to 10 years ago, I guess you could say. But I don't get a lot of pain. No. Like my hands don't hurt, right? I'm a little, stiff. I was crouching and, lifting big boulders, right? So I can kind of feel a little bit in here, but it doesn't bother me. No. So in other words, I'm still pretty strong for my age, despite what's going on with me, right? And I don't necessarily look after myself very well because I'm always doing things, right? And in the past, I used to put in 10 hours, 12 hours a day in the yard, people. I used to get up, start before 10 in the morning, and I wouldn't finish until 10 at night. Like, I worked hard. And I just don't understand why the yard was the way it was. No, I'll never get it. Because when I finish it up by the end of the year, it's going to be a whole lot different than what it was when I first moved in. Oh yeah. But I lose everything. Isn't that interesting? My landlords buy this house for $175,000 in 1991. 30 years ago. 30 years ago. How long is a mortgage? 25 years? Right? I'm just saying. I don't know. They wanted to sell it for $2 million. Well, they wanted $3 million. Then they lowered the price to $2,500,000 as they're advertising the next big building on the next 3 lots. So we know it's going to be tore down, people. It's advertised to be developed. Okay? As they're going to start ripping up now over there with this new proposal that they got going with the city. That apparently started in 2007. Because I found something on the internet which takes it back to 2007 where at some point, like homeless people lived on those properties over there. Empty lots, right? I have a video about that with 2 of them being murdered in the middle of the night with me sitting there sewing and hearing the gunshot wounds, and I wanted gunshot sounds, and I wanted to call the police, but I wasn't too sure anyway. And now they want to bring in 3 more buildings. And I don't know if my landlords took this house off the market, or if they sold it, or what. All I know is my landlady just keeps telling me to get rid of my shit, and that I need to prepare to have nothing. I can't have another house. I can't own anything. After I gave up my life for her fucking yard, just so that I could have a house to live in with my family, not realizing that my family was being targeted for their fucking organs, people, or for their money like Uncle John. They either want the money, or they want the organs to make the money, or they take the kids to make the money, like they did with Andre. And it just makes me want to cry, be depressed. I'm trying not to be depressed. Well, doesn't matter. I'm depressed. You don't even know, people. I'm looking online to see how much a house is, right? They want like almost $3,000 for a 3-bedroom. Like, I haven't even really started looking yet. Only because they can do it. Not because it's right, but because they can do it. Yeah. They've already sacrificed you. So anyway, I don't know. That's kind of what I wanted to say. I'm going to walk and find out. They built the building down there, and there must be some vacant lots over there, right, where the homeless people used to be. Apparently they had that problem in 2007. It must have been there in 2008 because they make reference of it in 2007 even though we're in 2023. Yeah. Yeah. They're justifying the building of the building on an empty lot that's been basically sitting empty for a long time, although there are some houses over there, right? But they're going to tear them down. They're going to rip up something like 45 mature trees, right? Something like that. But it's just interesting how they point out that there used to be a drug house over there. This is from 2007, okay? And they had issues with homeless people. There's been no homeless people there, people, since like 2000 and, I don't know, 14. Go into my videos. Yeah. And they're still harping on about it to justify what they're doing. As they're plotting and scheming how to sell these 3 houses to an investor. Maybe that one over there, Debbie's house, so that he can put their proposal in and tear down these houses. And by then, my landlady will more than likely be gone off this planet. Well, she may have sold the house though, so I don't know. Doesn't matter, sooner or later she's going to turn her back on me. Whether through death or whether she sells and walks away. It's no skin off her back. Right? Not at all. Because even if she was to sell it for $1.5 million, she still made back her money how many times over, people? From $175,000 to $1.5 million. You do the freaking math on that one. And I moved into a mud pit with a front yard full of fucking sand that the cats used, all the cats in the neighborhood, as a litter box. Okay. I don't get it. That's the part I don't understand. They, oh, we're old. Well, you had 30 years to do something with the yard. Why didn't you do it then? Right? Maybe if I wouldn't have worked so hard in the yard, maybe I'd have my eyesight today. Maybe I wouldn't be stuck in a rut with a whole bunch of fabric that I can't even fucking see anymore. How about that? I can't barely see. Alright? Anything I do it slow now. And the only reason I can do it is because I go on memory of doing things. Yeah. Why did I have to work like a man in this yard for fucking 12 years? And I'm still not done yet. Blind as a bat. I'll be working out there like a man. I'm already working out there like a man. Lifting freaking boulders. I'd rather have boulders, though, people, than a whole bunch of fucking sand that was just blowing around in the wind. With cat feces in it yet to boot. Right? I'm just saying. And I'm like, well, what are you going to sell? What are you going to sell? Where do you start? Landlord says sell everything. Well, I don't want to sell everything. If I sell everything, then I'll have nothing for my grandkids to be able to move into another place. So I'm like, okay, well, start looking for another place. See what you can find. You get ready for it, right? Just sooner or later, it's you know, I'm like, yeah, okay. So I'm Googling, and I'm like, holy shit. But I already knew it was a holy shit situation anyway. So who am I kidding? And I'm like, okay, so file another lawsuit against your fucking government, because it's your government that pushes these permits through. It's the government that makes backroom deals with city councils that pushes these permits through as these freaking property developers come in and destroy everything with their fucking UN stupid soldiers. Seriously. Seriously. You're gonna lose everything, so go down fucking swinging. If you're expected to get rid of everything, then you're gonna lose everything, so you might as well go down fucking swinging. Yeah. Do you see what I'm doing here? I'm hoping it will be a miracle. I'll just wake, just like I woke up and everything was cloudy. Oh God, it would be grand if I just woke up and I could actually see again. Better. Oh, you don't even know. Oh, I miss those days, right?
What?
You don't even know. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know. I'm perplexed. I don't know what to think. Yeah, I guess that's the end of this video.